subject matter today. All of you are aware that in the last couple of days, there have been some very deep inquiries and commentaries about the fate or the situation regarding the minors that you saw towards the end of last week, the ones that have been arrested by the Nigerian police and that were undergoing some legal processes. You also saw what happened in the courtroom, and as a result of that, Mr. President, because of his very deep commitment to democracy and the rule of law, and without prejudice also to whatever legal processes there are, on the other hand, the human side, the human part of it, has directed that some announcements be made. I recall that I had a short briefing with Mr. President early this evening, and he has directed the immediate release of all the minors that have been arrested by the Nigerian police without prejudice to whatever legal processes there are. All minors, the President has directed that all of them be released immediately. Second, the President has also directed the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction to immediately see to the welfare of those minors and also take part to ensure their smooth reunion with their parents or guardians wherever they are in the country. Number three, the President has directed that a committee will be set up immediately to be headed by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. It's actually an administrative committee to look at all issues surrounding the arrest, detention, the treatment, and finally the release of these young minors. Fourthly, the President has also directed that all the law enforcement agents involved in the arrest and the legal processes will be investigated, and if there are any infractions found to have been committed by any official of government, be him a law enforcement agency or whoever that person may be, appropriate disciplinary action will be taken against him or her. So to recap, the President has directed that these children, these minors, be released immediately. This is, of course, without prejudice to whatever legal processes there are. Of course, if you look at this issue, there is the legal side of it, but there is also the human angle, the humanitarian side of it. Mr. President has directed that whatever the circumstances are, let the minors be released. They can, of course, continue whatever process there are, if indeed there are, as stipulated by our laws. But the minors, the President has directed that all of them be released. To recap, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs has been directed by the President to ensure that they have safe return and reunion to their family members. And like I said earlier, if there are any infractions being committed by any law enforcement officer or any official of government, a disciplinary action will be taken against such person. Thank you very much. I suppose that the briefing is self-explanatory, but if again, I will allow only 2 questions, please. Thank you.
And Development Affairs of the United Kingdom, esteemed members of the UK delegation, directors, senior officials, ladies and gentlemen of the press, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is my distinct pleasure to welcome the Right Honorable David Lammy, Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, on this significant occasion, his first official visit to Nigeria and to Africa in his current role. This visit marks an important milestone in the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and the United Kingdom, a relationship rooted in shared history and mutual respect. This historic visit underscores our commitment to enhancing our bilateral relations and strengthening our cooperation on shared priorities. I am pleased to announce today the establishment of a strategic partnership between our 2 countries, which will facilitate greater collaboration through 6 key pillars: growth and jobs, enhanced national security cooperation, ensuring the safety, security, and dignity of our citizens, strengthening our international cooperation, a modernized development partnership, and sustained people-to-people links. Our partnership with the United Kingdom will help Nigeria to achieve key objectives and priorities outlined in the Tinubu Doctrine of 4D Diplomacy and the administration's 8-point agenda. By advancing our economic ties through investments and trade, we can unlock substantial growth for both nations. As we formalize our strategic partnership, this visit serves as a testament to the strength of the Nigeria-UK relations, representing a solid foundation for a renewed relationship based on respect, equality, and mutual interest. We welcome this new chapter of our relationship, knowing that by tapping into the strengths of our peoples, we can achieve greater prosperity and security for both our great nations, as well as a safer and more stable world. I thank you very much. And may I invite
the continent of Africa. I'm here to listen very much, not to tell. I'm here to support long-term growth, not offer short-term fixes. And I'm here to forge a genuine partnership based on mutual respect. The last Labour government that was headed by Tony Blair and Gordon Brown had a very deep and sincere commitment to the continent of Africa, but that was over 20 years ago. And today it falls to this new government led by Keir Starmer and supported by myself to renew that partnership, looking at the challenges today. And the challenges today are about growth, seizing the opportunities and the vibrancy that exists here in this wonderful continent and certainly in this wonderful country. And that's why I wanted to strike a new tone from the outset. We've agreed a new UK-Nigeria strategic partnership This is the first time that the United Kingdom and Nigeria have chosen to elevate our bilateral relationship to such a strategic level. It's an overarching framework for our relationship, covering the breadth of things that we do together, from growth and jobs to national security issues, to tackling the climate and nature crisis, to strengthening our terrific people-to-people ties with so many Nigerians, part of the diaspora, knowing the United Kingdom also as their home and with extended family in the United Kingdom. And in a volatile world, I believe that we will cement our historic friendship with Nigeria that enables us to pursue shared goals together. Nigeria is the first country I've visited in Africa as Foreign Secretary because of the importance I place on our relationship. This includes, of course, the people-to-people, many people. I've grown up with many Nigerians in the North London constituency of Tottenham that I represent, but the potential also to increase our trade over time and our shared Commonwealth membership and our cooperation on international security issues. My short time here in Lagos and Abuja have reinforced my belief in the strength of our connections. I've seen the vibrancy of our artistic connections at ArtX in Lagos. I've had a sense of the huge creativity, the artistic hub that this country has become. I've discussed how together British and Nigerian businesses will drive economic growth for both of our nations and how we can leverage the City of London for more equity, more capital for Nigerian big business. And I've seen investment in Nigeria, how investment can support cleaner and greener, cheaper energy at a time when there are many Nigerians excluded from having energy at all. And I want to thank President Tinubu and Foreign Minister Tuga once again for their very warm welcome, for the partnership that I think we're already forging. And I hope that we'll be able to reciprocate this visit to London and the UK in the very near future. Thank you.